You're listening to the Power Agent Blogcast, empowering agents to elevate their business to the next level.
Challenges are just a guide, leading you, don't run and hide. You've got the heart, you've got the drive, feel it pound your life. Power Agent.
You hear that feeling, right? That knot in your stomach when you hear about some huge shift, some big disruption hitting an industry you care about. It's pretty common, but what if that fear, that immediate unease, is actually kind of misplaced? What if it's pointing somewhere else entirely?
That's exactly it. That's the core idea we're exploring in this deep dive, this concept of turning breakdowns into breakthroughs. The material you shared, it really digs into how these disruptions, which, feel like roadblocks, are actually powerful catalysts. They don't just force change, they really kickstart this whole process of positive evolution, growth, pushing us past where we are now.
Okay, I like that. Let's unpack this then. Our mission here is to explore how the real estate industry specifically has this, amazing track record of resilience, adaptability. It's like a case study in turning challenges, even crises, into real opportunities. And we'll be pulling insights straight from those real-world examples you mentioned. So let's start with the foundation, this core philosophy, breakdowns equal breakthroughs. It sounds interesting, almost counterintuitive. Where does an idea like that come from?
Well, its origins are actually in the armed services, with test pilots specifically. Think about what they do. Their job, their mission, is to intentionally push brand new aircraft past their limits, right to the edge. They're actively looking for failures, sometimes even trying to cause a breakdown in the system. But the point isn't destruction, it's discovery. Find the weak spots so the engineers can go back, fix them, reinforce things, and build a much stronger, safer plane. They literally use controlled breakdowns to engineer breakthroughs. It's fundamental.
Okay, wow. I see the connection. That analogy is powerful. But applying that to something as massive and, frankly, chaotic as the real estate market, it feels less like a controlled test flight and more like, just turbulence sometimes. For a lot of people in the industry right now. How does that translate?
That's a really key point, and it's where the analogy gets, I think, really useful. You know how you can't really tell hot from cold without the contrast? Well, these difficult periods, these times of intense pressure in the industry, they do the same thing. They shine a big spotlight on what's not working, what's inefficient or outdated or just ready for a change. Every single disruption, whether it's tech or, a shift in how consumers behave, it's not just a problem. It's an invitation, an opportunity to learn, adapt, build something stronger, instead of just sort of dwelling on the negative side.
Right. It shifts the focus from threat to opportunity. Okay, let's make this concrete. Let's look at some actual moments in real estate history where this played out. Let's go back to the 90s, the dawn of the internet. Before that, listings were, they were pretty exclusive, kept by agents. Remember those huge, thick, big books? Only professionals really had access. It was very controlled information.
Oh, yeah.
And then the internet hits, and suddenly there's this panic, a real sense of crisis for many. The immediate fear was, okay, if consumers can get the info themselves, why do they need us? A total obsolescence seemed possible. But the breakthrough wasn't disappearing. It was transformation. Agents had to change. They went from being gatekeepers.
Or the books.
Exactly. To becoming expert advisors, information navigators, process managers. Their value shifted completely, way beyond just having the listings. Okay, so fast forward a bit. The 2000s, we get these big online platforms, right? Zillow, Realtor.com, others start popping up. And they take that access even further, aggregating everything, tons of data straight to the consumer. It felt like it was demystifying the whole process again.
Another critical point. The industry had to adapt again. They needed to provide even deeper value, something beyond just the raw data. This pushed agents towards becoming expert data interpreters, hyperlocal market specialists. Because, consumers had data, but often it was overwhelming. What does it all mean? The breakthrough was the agent's ability to give context, explain the implications for this house, this neighborhood, offer strategic advice an algorithm just couldn't, insight over information.
Right. Then, more recently, the iBuyers showed up. Companies like Opendoor offering instant cash offers, simplifying selling. That felt like another direct hit to the traditional model.
Absolutely. Perceived initially as a huge threat. Designed to cut the agent out. But what it actually did, interestingly, was force professionals to get crystal clear on their unique value. and how to articulate it, quantify it even. The breakthrough was honing communication, becoming masters of showing the total value proposition. Agents got really good at breaking down the numbers, showing the financial benefit, the peace of mind, the expert navigation you get with an agent versus the, let's say, potential hidden costs or downsides of just an instant offer. They became better advocates, better educators.
And then boom, 2020, the pandemic.
Oh.
COVID-19 just turns everything upside down overnight. It basically forced the industry into virtual tools.
Yeah.
Showings, closings, everything had to adapt, like immediately.
Yeah, there was definitely anxiety at first. How could the market even function like this? But what we saw was, honestly, incredible resilience and super fast innovation. The breakthrough was this massive sudden adoption of digital tools. Virtual tours became standard, e-signatures, remote closings. Agents didn't just learn new tech, they created entirely new ways of working, hybrid models. Ultimately, it made the industry more efficient, more accessible, stronger, really, in the long run.
So putting this all together, these examples, they really hammer home that disruption isn't new for real estate. It's almost baked into its DNA, isn't it?
That's such a critical takeaway. Yes. If you look at the big picture, the pattern is clear. Real estate pros have consistently shown this amazing ability to adapt, to be resilient. Instead of just fearing change, the ones who thrive actively embrace it. They see it as a chance to evolve, to get better. These disruptions, they aren't the end of the world. They're actually the means to a better future for the industry. They force us to sharpen skills, change mindsets, communicate better with more transparency, honesty, integrity. You know, like friction sharpens a knife. Well, this industry friction, it sharpens our skills. It reveals what we're capable of, leads to real, sustainable growth.
Yeah, this whole deep dive really reframes things. It's not about avoiding the pressure of a breakdown, but seeing that pressure as the very thing that creates something stronger, more refined.
Exactly. And that leads to a final thought, really, for you, the listener. Thinking about everything we've discussed, this idea of turning breakdowns into breakthroughs. What friction, what disruption are you facing right now? Maybe personally, maybe professionally. And how can you consciously, intentionally start working to transform that into your breakthrough? How can you embrace that pressure to find your next level? Something to think about.